Well, last night marked the end of our little 1 month strength challenge. I drank a bunch, but not too much to incapacitate me, and then had a bunch of tacos. So, but still really lean actually. I think more than anything with this challenge, it's really taught me, first of all, if you're going to set up a strength challenge, make sure that you set categories, because not everyone is at the same strength level, and it was biased towards the people that were completely novices. But it taught people to kind of have a little more faith in themselves, which was the biggest part of all of this. I wanted it to be an open competition, and granted, it didn't really favor people who were already pretty strong and had experience lifting, because you can only make so much growth in that respect when you're at that level. So there was that. And there was something else, something about nutrition. I'm coming back. This is what I figured out. So one of my biggest complaints about IIFYM and not understanding what macros represent, especially carbohydrates and their influence on your eating, is that it can be really hard to break the grasp of carbohydrates, because it's so ubiquitous and all over the place that it's really hard to get off it. I've noticed that coming back from my competition shape and the way I ate, it's really hard to get back to protein and fats on a consistent level, and I have to really focus on that, as well as dropping my fat and protein intake, which is murder on me, because I'm trying to go from 181 to 165, and I've been consistently at about 179 over the past week. And just last week, I've been eating a lot of carbs and had a bunch of ramen and tacos and stuff, because my body's just holding on to that shape. So getting back into basically what I've been telling my clients is eating like a 165er, and the amount of calories you'd be consuming at that point reminds me a lot of what Stan Efferding said on souptraining.tv, is that you also have to train your metabolism, you have to train your muscles to eat at that level. It works the same way going up as well as going down. So that's kind of what I've been experiencing, and it's been a struggle. I've had a lot of fogginess and just sheer fatigue over the last 3 days, and I've taken for granted all of that and having the carb flu, because I haven't experienced it in a long time. But now that I'm going down, even though I'm relatively strong and lean and all of that, I'm not overweight, it's still really hard. So this is why being in competition shape, especially if you're a physique model, or if you look at physique models to sort of exemplify how you want to look, you need to be careful of this fact. And a lot of people, like I've been watching Meg squats a lot lately, have talked about how devastating that can be, because you go into comp prep, you go into comp shape, you get into the comp, and then you just go on these ridiculous binges, and it wrecks your body. It's not healthy. And if you're gonna do this, make sure that you're as informed as you possibly can if you're getting into something like this. And if it's just a lifestyle thing, it may not be necessary. Girls, especially if you're gonna try and do this stuff, be absolutely careful, because there's so much that can happen in terms of like body dysmorphia and the way that you perceive yourself and all that. I know that's a big deal in terms of your body image. So be very aware of that and be very careful, and just make sure that whatever you're doing has a particular performance goal, whether it's to be a physique model, if you want to be a bikini competitor or whatever, or if it's for a strength thing. You can still look good, you can still look amazing, but if you don't feel great, it might be worth considering changing your approach. That's the gist of what this is all about. The rest of the day is just going to be rambling around the city. That may be of some value or not, but this is the heart of what I wanted to talk about today, that I've really learned over the past 2 or 3 weeks that I've been doing sort of an IIFYM, counting my macro sort of deal. That's it. Gonna go take off to Santa Monica. One other thing, because I'm really bad at this, drink a lot of water. Whoa. Absolutely drink a lot of water, because when you're cutting this much, especially carbs, you're not holding as much of it, and it feels horrible. That actually was one of the things that was pretty rough for me the past 2 days, so definitely taking as much of that as you can. Alright, so to further continue our shenanigans, we're having 800
which we discovered has gluten-free pizza. But the guy at the head of the line was cool enough to actually say, is that a lifestyle or a medical thing or a choice? Which is cool because he likes to basically let you know, like, if you're gonna get something with meatballs in it, there's breadcrumbs in there, so be aware. And you should be aware if you're gonna make some sort of decision like that, because it makes you look like an ass if you buy something that's gluten-free and then you don't realize that your meat probably has some gluten in it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this. Yeah, shamelessly having pizza for breakfast after drinking last night. Are we gonna count macros? I'm gonna try to count macros. I don't know if I can. I'm just gonna call this day fucked. I got one of my clients saying the same thing because he's going out with his family and they might go to a buffet. I'll call this a refeed. So one tortufo and one, what was it called?
Sausage and peppers.
Down. That was really good. I liked the lightness of that. It was really easy. It's good. Flavorful. Still, Casey likes Z pizza better because it's a fuller coverage, as she calls it.
More traditional.
It's more traditional, New York style sort of a pizza. I like the minimal approach of this. It's a different experience altogether. Is really what it boils down to. It's different. It's good, it's different, and it was a good way to start the day. It's nice. We're gonna go to Pasadena, get some chocolate, and go home, and then order more pizza and watch movies. And from Z Pizza to the other pizza experience, and then we're gonna go to the Hollywood Halloween parade. Maybe. I'm gonna say yes. She's casting doubt in my mind. She basically said she doesn't want to go, but told me I wasn't gonna go.
There needs to be a good nap.
There's gonna be a good nap. We're gonna die. We're gonna have a coma. I'm gonna go, probably watch Sucker Punch, pass out, and then Halloween parade. So we're gonna go on a walk because she wants to see the ocean. It's actually been a while since we've been.
Yeah, I mean, we're in Santa Monica. We gotta go catch a whiff of salty air.
That's the bummer. It's like living on the east. I mean, towards downtown LA. You don't get the mid city. You don't really get to experience the west sometimes because traffic is just so ridiculous. I mean, I love Los Angeles. I love California. Don't get me wrong, but the traffic does screw things up a lot for people, especially for people like Casey who are used to. She lived in Sarasota for a very extended period of time. Florida. And she's used to having easy access to the beach. And they're gorgeous. Like, I mean, as beautiful as California is, not knocking California, but California needs to step up their beach game, which they really can't do anything about.
There's not much they can do.
No, it's not. But the beach sucks, the water is cold, the sand is gritty.
It's polluted.
Siesta Key is amazing.
Are we gonna make it?
Absolutely amazing. And it just pales in comparison to what this is.
Siesta Key is the #1 beach, voted the #1 beach in the United States year after year after year after
for many years. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
The point being, but the point is, yeah. I mean, look at this. That and about the only real thing you have to be terrified about in California is earthquakes, and that happens like never.
But when it does,
it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. I lived through the last big one with Northridge. It wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, it's gorgeous out here.
Run, puppy, run. Mr. Happy Face.
He's just gonna give dogs like generic names, like this is Mr. Happy Face. This is can't tell if napping or fucking gone.
Oh, I didn't have to say fucking gone.
Heck yeah.
That's a result of the bungalow last night.
I don't know. He's gonna lose his shoes at the bungalow.
Dang, she's in the sunshine too.
Doing the weirdest tan.
Face.
So she comes in to kiss me, and I realize there's a catch to this. And I realize it's because whenever
I was like up to you. Like,
I love you.
I love you so
And
much.
we realize that the reason why that happens is because whenever she eats, she gets really nice. She gets sweet when she eats.
I'm sweet when I eat.
That's gonna go on a t-shirt.
T-shirt material.
And also, I realized if it's just but if it's the two of us, we turn into the biggest jerks. We just hate on everybody. Like these people. Hate them. The adventure continues. We're at Phil's Coffee in Santa Monica because the pizza is killing us. So we're having mint Doritos. Extremely sensitive to caffeine. So this is decaf. And she's having a normal cow. Baby cow, normal cow. And then after this, we're going to drive to Pasadena and get chocolate. And then try to drive home and pass out for a few hours.
And then go party again.
I'm not made for this shit. 10 days in Vegas sober, yes. Drinking, not so much.